This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Hey, check.
Checking.
Mic check.
Checking.
Well, talking
Check
at the
it
same
out.
time. It's crazy.
Check it out.
Oh, it's crazy.
24th of January 2021. My name is Corey Winfield.
Marney Winfield.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast. Such a busy day. Very, very busy day. First, though, I want to start off by saying sorry. I was saying I was going to tell the story. I was going to reenact the story from the UPS store and the DHL guy, but we attempted it. And Marney had a story of her own, which I thought was great, but she thought I sounded too mean.
Man.
And said I sounded like an a-hole. So we got into an argument.
No, it wasn't really an argument.
No, I deleted it. I was like, fine. So we did like a different kind of podcast last night where I just posted the one where Chris and I were talking about some really good things, and we kind of wanted to do that anyway. There's a treatment group, I guess, instead of center, I call them group now, in Traverse City, which is where we're based out of, that listens to our podcast for hope, inspiration. So
Amusement,
yeah,
etc.
and big shout out to them. Thanks for listening. And so you had talked about, we should put together like 5 or 6 episodes that are more informative, because some of them are informative. It all depends on what we're doing that day. Like today, I'm going to talk about some deep stuff. Yeah, I'm just trying to get prepared for that. And other days, we like to goof around. I do anyway. And sometimes it's a smooth mix.
Right.
So you wanted to pick a few of those out. And that one that I did with Chris, it was November 21st, 2019. We talked about when things don't always go our way, being angry. And I thought, those are pretty good things. So I shared that one last night instead of the reenactment.
Right. Yeah, we do 4 podcasts a week, and you're right. Sometimes we're on spot, and stuff that is real fresh that just comes up with us, so we got a lot more kind of information and passionate about what we're talking about. And then other days it's kind of like just checking in, because we're just normal people, just regular old people and living in recovery.
That's it. So that's why I did that. And I didn't think it was a bad thing, but you were like, who did I marry? And you ran out of here crying.
This is so not true.
Started packing her bags.
Oh my goodness.
What did I do? Throwing her ring at me. Then she grabbed it back. She's like, no, I like it.
If you haven't picked this up already, he's super dramatic. No, and nothing like that. Nothing like that. Nothing even close to that.
The coffee maker at me. Not the pot, the whole coffee maker. Ripped it out of the wall.
The storytelling we got a little carried away.
I can't believe you told that guy he sucked at life. Who does that? Who did I marry? Throw my clothes out the window. I was down there trying to catch them all.
These people probably are thinking that I did something crazy. No, it was nothing like that. It was fine.
I don't know. My memory is usually pretty good. We should reenact that.
All I said is that, he was telling the story and that he used a phrase that I felt would be a hurtful thing to say to any human being. And he didn't feel that way.
Thank you.
So it was a difference of opinion on, and of course I wasn't there too, so I can't say. Yeah.
If you would have been there and you would have seen it, well, because you were kind of there, but then you left. But it's fine. I feel good about it, and let's just say when people find themselves to be more important than everybody else in the room, and and other people's thoughts, opinions, respect doesn't even matter to them. That's what bothered me about this guy. And he pretty much tried to cut it, not just me, but everybody else in the room. And your boy wasn't having it. I was like,
Man.
and I let him know. And you didn't see his reaction. You didn't hear what he was saying to me and how he was saying it.
Right.
When someone does something intentional and then looks at you and just, oh, I'm sorry, and that's supposed to make it better. When it's just, when someone tells you, or someone tells me they're sorry, I kind of expect that they would mean it. And it's kind of a slap in the face when they don't.
Right.
And so I took offense to that as well. And so I told him not to tell me that he was sorry. And that he wasn't sorry. And he's not good at stuff like life.
Yeah.
But, you know, it wasn't that big a deal. A guy came out after because he wanted to shake my hand to tell me how awesome I was because I was wearing my 217 recovery shirt. And he wanted to talk about recovery. So we talked about recovery for about a half an hour. And if I was that much of a jerk or if I made that much of a bad impression, I don't think that dude would have came out there and
Yeah, you're probably right.
and waited for me to get done talking to you to go, hey, man, can I get your autograph? You just saved everybody in there. Way to stick up for the little man. I know. That's what I do. No, but he is what it is.
Moral of the stories, don't cut in front of Corey Winfield.
Nope. No. And yeah. But, I mean, I didn't take it to a level of anger inside. Like, I was assertive. I wasn't aggressive with it. And when I tell stories, sometimes I get a little carried away.
You think?
And sometimes I tell them exactly how they happen. But I was very assertive with it. I wasn't aggressive. I wasn't trying to fight the dude or anything. And I didn't feel... Because we all have that internal temperature when you feel it getting turned up. And that's when we tend to react.
Oh, absolutely.
And
how many times do we walk away from certain situations? Little ones, big ones, insignificant ones, monumental ones. And you're just like, I could have handled that differently. You know, or wish you would have been more assertive. Wish you would have, you know, because I don't know. There are times when I'm just like, I should have said something. Should have stepped out of my comfort square, and that way I wouldn't be being like, ugh, you know. But then other times I'm like, should have kept my mouth shut. So it's one of those, you know, live and learn. But as long as, you know, didn't put anybody in harm's way or intentionally hurt anybody's feelings, then, you know, that's what I try to do.
yeah. Sometimes some feelers got to get hurt, though.
Yeah,
Squashed
it happens.
and broken, thrown in the trash.
Yeah, I know. It happens. More times than not, it's unintentional. You hope.
Yeah, but like I said, I was pretty assertive with it, and I didn't feel that adrenaline like go overboard. Like I wasn't like out of control, like in the red zone. You know, I was just boom, here it is, man. You're not cutting us. Don't tell me you're sorry. Shut up. You don't mean it. Stop telling me you're sorry. Don't tell me you're sorry one more time. You know, I mean, it is what it is. But again, I think I handled it correctly, and I didn't feel that, at least inside. And who cares what that guy felt? It's about what I felt. You know, like, and that's all we can control. You know, if you're listening, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You're the only one who can control how you feel. That guy didn't make me feel any kind of way. Like I didn't feel angry. I just felt, boom, this isn't happening, dude. But so on to today.
Yes, let's talk about today.
On to today. All right, well, a couple things. And first one I want to get off, this is not in any kind of order. This is actually kind of in reverse order. But I was driving home. I had a trip today. I got a treatment. And I was driving home, and the football game was on between Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers. And I was listening. And I remember back to last year, Ryan Beckman was involved with us, and he's a huge Packer fan.
I remember this.
And he bet that the Packers were going to go to the Super Bowl, and I said they were not, and he lost and had to dye his hair yellow, like cheese, because I made him be a cheesehead. Mm-hmm. And I was going to do something else stupid, but I don't remember, and I didn't care because I knew they weren't going to make it to the Super Bowl. So this year, as I'm driving home, and Ryan knows I'm a huge Tom Brady fan, and I'm sure he remembers that. I haven't talked to Ryan in a while, and I'm sure it crossed his mind a little bit, like, oh, I hope Tom Brady loses. But I mean, he was really probably wanting the Packers to win because he's a huge Packer fan. And as I'm listening to the game, and Tom Brady starts throwing interception after interception, I'm like, are they paying him off? Like, is he throwing the game? Like, what's going on here? But their defense stepped up, but Green Bay ended up losing, and I started thinking, like, I kind of felt bad because I know Ryan, he got like real emotional about his team losing, like real emotional, like you need to talk to somebody about that, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's one thing like, maybe a grown up Cub fan that made me just kind of expect it. I don't know. But I started thinking, you know, was I rooting for Tom Brady because it's Tom Brady, or was I rooting against the Packers just to see if Ryan would go through misery? And I thought about it for like 10 minutes, and I thought, you know, I'm not rooting against, like, if it was the Packers against another team, and if whatever team I liked more, I would want to win. Mm-hmm. Because I went through a bunch of different processes, because I was like, you know, what kind of person am I? Am I just wanting them to lose just so he's going to be in pain, just to see somebody else in misery? Is that why I'm no, I wanted Tampa to win because Tom Brady, that's my boy, you know? Mm-hmm. So I went through it though, and I wasn't, there was no ill will, like, oh, I hate Packers, everything Packers, you know? Mm-hmm. I tried to trade for Aaron Rodgers in fantasy, but George wouldn't trade him to me. Mm. So, I mean, it's not anything like, oh, I hate the Packers and I want to see them lose so that Ryan gets misery. You know, it wasn't anything like that. But I had to think about it, though, and break it down. Mm-hmm. Like, well, am I rooting against them, or am I rooting for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers? That was my conclusion.
So you had it all figured out?
No. But I figured that part out.
Right.
Yeah. And then, oh my gosh, I had to take this guy today. And I just have to thank God that he answered my prayer from the jail cell in Berrien County when I asked him to please let that be my last drink. I don't ever want to drink again. I don't know. And I've talked to you after I dropped him off, and I was like, honey, what in the hell were we thinking? Mm-hmm. How did we ever think that was fun or nice or anything? Like, everything about drinking is horrible. Mm-hmm. How did we get trapped up into that? That's how powerful it really is. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy, wow. I'm so glad that I'm just, thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cannot thank you enough to be free from that. Oh, and this poor guy, this will be his, I think, third time going into a treatment program. And my third time, geez, I was so new, such a rookie. And he had told me that the other two times he went, which if I was him, I wouldn't even count them. He said his insurance only paid for a week. I was like, a week? Like, you don't even fully detox after a week.
Sounds like detox.
Like, what are you like supposed to be doing in there for a week, man? Like, that's just waste of money. You know, I'm personally a firm believer in the long term. My mom's probably laughing right now. Hey, yeah, Corey, you only made it through one. Yeah, kind of. 60 days was the longest I was in, but it really was what I needed. I spent 28 days, I think, in another one, but that was a 9-month program in Grand Rapids. and it just wasn't for me. And I had hurt my back, and they had like weird chairs. And I know that sounds like an excuse, but I have back problems, 2 herniated discs, and that sciatica starts going down the leg, and you're done. I mean, it's lasted 9 months before of just straight pain. It never goes away. It's horrible, which has led to relapses. But anyway, I think that long-term is the way to go. You know, insurance companies, they say, well, there's so many people needing it, we don't have the resources to put somebody in a 90-day program anymore. And maybe that's true. I don't know. Maybe it is. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Maybe.
And then, you know, I've heard others, oh, it's about payment and this and that. And okay, could be that too. Either or. I know there are people out there that care. And if somebody needed the 90 days and wanted the 90 days, I think if you went to the right place, it could happen. You know, fight for yourself, advocate, you know, if you want longer, but don't just go there and then in a week go, hey, I'm better, I feel better.
Yeah.
Don't, because you got to just buckle in. And that's the approach I took last time I went. I was like, well, I thought I was going to be there 90 days. It's supposed to be. I was like, well, I got 90 days. I'm just buckle in and enjoy the ride, you know, like.
Yeah, I filed for multiple extensions when I was there. That rehab was when I went in there deciding I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this 100%, and I need to figure out what I need to do to change my life. I was willing. I was humble. I had asked God to help me, ask other people to help me, ask my therapist to help me, ask my family to help me. Anybody who would help me, you know, whatever in support, and, you know, I just needed to do it. And it took a while, you know, and they're like, well, your discharge date's, you know, 5 days from now. I'm like, eat skirt. No, I for what? I know, I think I still got stuff I got to work on. And I wanted to get it all, you know, as much as I could out of it. And then, you know, finally when I had a plan in place for when I left and what my life was going to look like, you know, when I walked out those doors, and I say this all the time to people in recovery that are in treatment, is if you can tell, you know, say out loud what your day is going to look like when you leave there, you know, and where you're going to sleep at night, and that you feel strong and comfortable that you're going to be able to make it, you know, hands down, you know, without picking up a drink or drug, then, you know, then it's a little more comfortable to walk out that door. But if there's any hesitation, then, you know, stick around, ask more questions, you know, get more resources, research more options for you, figure out what's best for you for that next step. Because the rehab is just a little section of the journey. Tiny, tiny little slice. It's the beginning. It's a huge piece. It's monumental. It can be pivotal in your entire life. But it's what you do with that knowledge and, you know, keep that momentum going after you walk out those doors is what really is when things start to change. And it's hard. But it's doable.
Yeah, if you're clueless after 30 days of what you're going to do, where you're going to go, yeah, for sure ask for longer, because that was something that I think was a big factor for me, because when I was in there, I started putting together pieces of what I felt my purpose in life was. And at least things that gave me sense of purpose. Mm-hmm. And then I started asking questions of people. There's a resource director at the time, and I asked her, I was like, okay, well, you know, what do I need to do? I've never started a business before. What do I do? And she printed off some things. I'm like, okay, cool. And then when I was like, well, how do I get, money for this? And then, oh, well, there's other people that do, and they're 501c3s and they can get grants. And I was like, well, how do I become one of those? I want to get grants. I like monies. And, here's how and she printed that stuff off. Here's how you become a 501c3, at least some of it. And I started just working on that. And then my therapist at the time, her name was Rose, she was like, here, write some positive affirmations and stick them up across the room, that you're going to start a podcast, you're going to do that. Yeah, okay, I did that. I mean, it didn't hurt. It was one of those things I was willing to try anything. And she said, put a picture up or put a saying up or whatever. I was going to do that because I was at that point where it's like, I'm done. I'm tired. I need to figure out something. And I really don't want to go to treatment again. And I need to figure this out. And then I started moving forward. So like when my 60 days came and they were like, oh, we're not going to give you an extension because you're not taking this serious. Well, I'm ready to go anyway. Let me just hit up my probation officer. And she was cool with it. So I was like, all right, I'm out. And they're like, oh, well, we'll let you stay as long as you promise to behave. And I'm like, behave? I'm having fun in here. Like, you don't understand what that means. And I'm out. Peace. Because I was ready. And the day I got out of treatment, I rode the bus home with Chris Goss. We had fun and made a movie. It's on our YouTube channel. Check it out. And the very next morning, I woke up and I applied for an EIN number, which is like Social Security number for a business. It's how the government track you. And that's like the first step, and I did that the next day and I just kept moving forward ever since then. And having that plan while I was in there, not expecting everybody to go to treatment and come out and start a business, but like define something that gives you purpose. It could be helping animals. It could be anything other than drinking,
right?
Or using drugs, to find that purpose to fill that hole, I think is huge. And how are you going to do that in a week? I would love to sit down with somebody from an insurance company and have them explain it to me. To them, it's a business. It's all about money. That's what I assume. And they say don't assume things, because I'm sure there are people that work in insurance companies that really do care. But in the end, it's about money, and they're a business, and they're in the business of making money. So, you think insurance companies would be around if they were losing money?
Right.
No. So, I would love to. I should get somebody from the insurance company on. Maybe my friend George. We want to do characters anyway one day. Have him be an insurance rep. Fake insurance rep. Just kidding. But George hit me up. So the dude, hot mess, and I just was glad, like I said, that wasn't me. It was just rough.
But I'm glad that you were there for him.
Yeah. Yeah, and oh my gosh. His mother, we have talked about this before, how it kind of comes full circle now, where I used to be the guy, and that used to be my mom, just hurt, pain. I'm seeing, like, at the time, I wasn't able to see the pain that I was causing my mom. I mean, I'm sure I knew it, I was, but I couldn't see it.
Right.
And now, to step back and be on this side of the fence and see the pain that a mother goes through, it's even worse. Like, I just see it and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, that sucks. That's horrible, and just to see that kind of, I hope this works this time, look on her face. And I think she even actually said that. And I was trying to be positive, and I wasn't trying to teach anybody anything. was trying to keep my personal stories limited as well, but just kind of relate enough to say, yeah, I've been there. I'm pretty sure I've fallen face first into a coffee table before. Mm-hmm. When I've tried to stand up, and I don't know, it was just, thank you, God. Thank you. And thank you, Marney, for putting up with my BS, my shenanigans. And I truly value your love and support. I really do. And I think that's helped me grow into the person that I am today, which is an a-hole, according to you yesterday.
No. Thank you for saying that.
Mm-hmm. So, did you want to talk about your favorite topic?
Sexual relationship.
Or would you want to save that for Tuesday's show?
Of course you wanted to go there. No, but I did have a good day. I worked some, and I did what I told myself I never was going to ever do again, which is go to grocery shopping on a Sunday.
Yeah, you did say that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I did. And I was like, I knew what kind of spot that put me in mentally. And I told myself I never was going to do it again. But, I don't know, there's a couple things we needed and you were gone for the day. And so this is a funny little tidbit of information. I get there and there is this awesome sale on Powerade, right? The like 0 calorie Powerade, which we love. And for 69 cents a piece.
Man.
Yeah, right. Get out of town. So I'm like, I'm loading up. So I just like start putting these like basically flats of Powerade into the cart. I can barely push it. Anyway, it was hilarious. And then I get to the line and there's this woman with like 2 things in her cart and her 2 little kids in the cart. And they're, staring. And he goes, "Mom, look at how much Gatorade that woman has." She's just, and I was like, I don't know if I should be embarrassed, but I'm like, hey, I am proud of this cart today. These are the kind of things that people are pointing out is that I have a ton of Gatorade. But no, it was a productive day, and did some computer work for work at home, and so.
When you started that story off, though, I have to admit, I was kind of thrown back. 'Cause you're like, I promised myself I'd do something I'd never do this again, or whatever you said. And then I went shopping. I thought you were saying when I was high. I was like, I don't know. I've heard so many people say that. Don't ever go shopping when you're high. When you're stoned, you'll buy all kinds of stuff.
No.
Or when you're hungry. Don't ever go shopping when you're hungry because you'll just buy all kinds of stuff too.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they mean by if you had the munchies or something, but you know what? Not that it bothers me, but it kind of does. When I'm walking through Meijer and all I smell is skunk.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. If you want to smoke pot, man, do your thing, man. I don't care. You can do whatever. You can do any drug in the world. I really don't care. Mm-hmm. That's not me. That's not my life. But come on, man. Skunks do not smell good. Mm-hmm. Like, people are so proud that, oh man, my weed's so powerful.
And it's legal.
Keep that shit at home, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, do you like going through the store and smelling liquor on people? No.
Right. You know where I've noticed it all the time recently is hotels.
Yeah.
Every hotel seems like that we've been in, like, visiting downstate.
Yeah, no smoking, too.
And, no smoking, period, let alone blazing up. But, and then before we had our place here, we were staying temporarily at a extended stay, beautiful, beautiful hotel, but with kitchenette and whatever. But, oh my gosh, it's everywhere. It was everywhere all the time at hotels. Seems like they would be a little bit more mindful of that or crack down on it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody's got glaucoma.
Yeah, and I don't even care. Like, you know, if they like, but just really, do you have to bathe in it?
Right.
Like, people don't like to smell you, man. You stink. I never, even when I was a stoner, when I was like 19 or whatever, like, I didn't like to stink.
I think people just get used to it.
They don't even know.
Oh, yeah. Same with us with drinking. I mean.
Yeah. That guy today didn't know he smelled like he did. And like the crazy cat lady. You know, like who's got 20 cats and 4 litter boxes and has no idea that she smells like urine.
Yeah.
Maybe we smell like that.
That makes it sad for people like that.
Oh. You can die from that too.
Oh, yeah.
The ammonia or whatever. I don't want to go out like that. That'd be horrible.
It would be.
Cat pee, ammonia from cat pee killed you. I wonder if that's like a torture thing. Could be.
I don't know.
How did that?
I don't know anybody like that, but.
Cat piss. Smell got them. What?
I don't think people actually die from that. I think they just are like.
They do.
Homebodies, and they never, ever leave. And then.
No, I think their lungs shut down. It causes infections. Or viruses. Like the COVID-20. I don't know. I'm just saying. You can Google it. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Okay, we should Google it.
I mean, I was kidding about the or the COVID-20, but like,
right?
Yeah, I think. But see, that would be a horrible torture, wouldn't it? Like if you were just hung up in a barn. I mean, that's probably bad enough. Like if you're just hung up in a barn, or like in a room or something, and like they're coming in to interrogate you, and there's just a cat box where cats just come in and pee and leave.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
Torture. I don't know. You're really looking at me like, who did I marry? Like, I don't know, honey. There's stuff in my brain that I just don't know. It pops in there sometimes. Because like somebody came up with waterboarding. Like somebody was like, that is so horrible. We should do that to people.
The latest movie that I watched about torture, remember I was telling you about it, that the man stabbed her and then gutted a cow and sewed her up into its stomach.
I don't remember any of that.
Oh, yeah.
Guess I wasn't listening. Sorry.
It was ruthless. I can't remember the name of it. I just watched it the other day. It's on Netflix.
Yeah. But see, then you have to kill a cow. Which,
yeah.
Man, we eat cow, but like...
No, just they just gut it and put her in alive, half alive or whatever, still alive in this, and sew the cow back up. So she was like covered in digestive enzymes.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, but I mean...
That's worse than cat litter.
No. Not really.
No?
No. Because if you're in a room and cats just kept coming in...
You'd rather be just like basically like being eaten away by digestive enzymes? Like you're being digested. You gotta watch the movie.
I guess, because you just told me they pulled out all the guts, so I don't know what's going on in that.
Okay.
What about the centipede? What was the name of that movie? Human Centipede?
Oh my gosh. That is, I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to think about that movie. That person is sick. That is so wrong. Like, I just, I can't.
It's not that bad.
I can't even, like, I don't even want to think about even watching the movie. I'm sad. I'm really upset you said it.
So if you had a chance to watch that one or the first cow?
I don't know, because I couldn't make it through, like, even a minute of the first cow, because I was like, I don't get it. How is this supposed to be a great movie?
So at least you understand the centipede, human centipede.
Oh, I mean, understand is a very difficult word to use for that movie.
Well, I think you should watch one of those two. We can flip a coin, or you can just pick. See, you want to watch The Human Centipede. You just don't want to say it. Look at you smiling.
I don't want to watch it.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. You told me all about it, and it scares the crap out of me because you said it's like real.
And you're like, but how? And you're like, so you were so intrigued.
No, I'm shocked that people are that sick. Like, really, people are that sick. Ugh.
But yeah. All right, that's enough.
Is this movie Tuesday? I thought.
No, that's Tuesday. So you'll have to review one of those two movies probably.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. So tune in Tuesday.
Okay.
We'll see the review of The Human Centipede or A First Cow. Wish we couldn't even make it the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We should get in the other one. But thanks for listening so much. I do appreciate it. And again, thank you to God for answering my prayer to let that be my last drink. If you're struggling, man, I'm telling you, you don't have to. Well, I mean, you do for a minute, but you don't have to the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I mean, as hard as it is when you quit, it gets 10 times better. And I know it seems like forever to get to a year sober, and that seems almost impossible, but don't look at it like that. Look at it like, I'm going to get through this week, get your month coin. Go for that 2-month coin. Just take it slow, and that year will come, and you'll look back and just think, geez, and you'll be on a roll. And next thing you know, you'll have 2 years, and you'll be getting married, and trying to have kids and stuff. But it can happen. And one thing I did tell the guy today was the story of why I collect the coins. And it wasn't for myself anymore, because I had been so many times. I had a stack of coins, stack of 24 hours, months, and I threw them all away. And I thought, I'm not getting those again. It's embarrassing. How many times am I going to get a 1-month coin again? 2-month coin, whoop-de-doo. But then I heard a lady, and she was saying that she collects them and gives them to her mom. And I thought, that's what I'm going to do. And from then on, those coins started meaning something to me. And I would only get them for a day and mail them out to my mom, from Sober Living at the time. And that really made a difference. It made me strive to get that coin. So if that's something you want to try, hey, feel free. I didn't come up with it. I just stole it. And it worked, and my mom really appreciated it. So
it's a great idea.
Yeah. Anything that you can grab onto, especially in early recovery, grab onto it, man. If it's anything that can help you stay sober, do it. So it's my preaching for the day.
I agree.
I say that. Thank you, Jesus. All right. But thank you, though, for real, for listening. Check out our app. If you don't have it yet, download it. Send us your coffee pictures. We want to be making coffee soon. Not really making it, but just kind of getting on a coffee bag that you can buy somewhere. But we want a cool-ass design. So if you can draw, if you're an artist, somebody, you want to just throw some hearts on a paper plate, take a picture of it, that works too. Send it to us. My email is Corey, Corey, at 217recovery.com. Marney is Marney, Marney, at 217recovery.com. And we'll take a look at them, and then we're going to vote on them. And then we're going to send them off.
Yeah.
So it's quite the process, but you still have plenty of time.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it. Check out our blogs, 217recovery.com. Thank you. We'll talk to you Tuesday as Marney hopefully reviews The Human Centipede.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.